put some work into it.
I mean, it took them a long time to make it. It came out in 2006. How are we all doing, though?
Oh, yeah, 2006, not 96.
Doing good. We're live? Are we live?
We're live.
We are live.
We're in there.
Okay.
We're in there.
Good.
Welcome.
We want to introduce the show. Here we are with DJ MadTeabagger. JC, do you want to take it away?
I can't. I don't know what direction my hands go. That way. Welcome to the show where, on another episode of Three Grandmas Yapping About Movies, we are... Have you guys seen that video where, I think it was the Jimmy Fallon show where...
Don't bring up Usher.
Bring up Usher.
Every week we have to talk about the perverts, right?
First off, you got to say his name right. It's Ursher. And he's got the beat that'll make the booty go.
I mean, that's a fact.
I've seen that tweet or that reference to that fucking video about. I see it like once a month, and every time I see it, it's the fucking funniest thing. Yeah, it is the funniest thing.
But essentially what happened was I don't know if they told him that he was going to be in the center, or if he just like assumed that he'd be in the center of this like collage of singers, and he's like pointing up and to the left and down. He's looking up the corners,
like it's Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it's a Brady Bunch. But he thought he was in the middle square,
but he's not in the middle square. He's in the bottom left.
He's the bottom left.
Wasn't the maid in the middle square on the Brady Bunch? Dude?
I think so. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. I can't remember who they put in the middle. It would be like Beyonce or something, but it's just Usher assuming that he's going to be in the middle.
That is so funny.
Every single time, and he's like belting it out too. He's so passionate about
working it.
Yeah. That's what this feels like sometimes when I'm trying to point to which direction I'm meant to go. And in the end, I don't know what order I'm going to put it in the edit anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, freeballing.
A scanner darkly.
A scanner darkly.
What is it? Where are we?
So MadTeabagger picked a film called A Scanner Darkly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a film I've seen twice before yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So I'd seen it before. And I just want to know what made you pick this film, and what does it mean to you, and how did you come across it, etc. Like, what's your history with this?
So I seen it a few times back in the day. It's been a long time since I seen it, and I didn't really remember too much about it, but I remember that it was a good movie and that it's funny yet very deep and kind of dark, and I just figured it would be a great topic of conversation.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, I saw this film for the first time like in my high school days. I reckon I would have been 16 when I first saw this. I remember seeing a trailer for it, and I think it was recommended on some like podcast that I'd seen. And I saw the visuals of this thing, and I was like, what is this? It's not like animated. It is animated, but it's...
Keep talking, like I'll be right back. Keep talking.
It's like they filmed the footage and then painted over it, sort of. I remember being blown away by the visuals, but then seeing the film and just absolutely not understanding a single thing I'd watched. But this is directed by Richard Linklater, who is not... He's not
Richard Linklater. Who is he? Who's Richard Linklater?
Richard Linklater has made some of my favorite films of all time. He's made the Before trilogy.
I didn't think you were going to start with that, but he did, and those are great, right?
Before Sunrise is great, but Before Sunset is one of my favorite films ever made.
I don't think I've seen those.
Did he make Before the Land of Time? Also,
the Before trilogy.
Before the Land of
Shout out to Littlefoot and the Longnecks.
Let me tell you what the Before trilogy is. It's a 2-person trilogy with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and they're rizzing each other over the course of 3 films in Paris and different locations.
Greece.
It's one of those low key, powerful date movies too. Like people will be surprised if you pull out.
Just really well written.
Sunrise. Yeah, really well acted. Ethan Hawke's amazing in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fantastic. So is Julie Delpy.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
And Snowman.
Richard
Linklater, Snowman, right?
Richard Linklater has had like a really bizarre career.
Slacker to start, right? And Dazed to Confused. That's when he took off.
He made Slackers with Vince Vaughn and Favreau.
That's right.
That
was him. Was that the first movie they were in together? Because I know they made a bunch of them.
I think it's Slacker is a different movie.
Oh, okay.
This is like a local Austin one, and like there's like there's not a lot of famous. Lewis Black is actually in that one. Yeah, you're thinking of Swingers, right? Swingers is not Slackers. But what he did is he understood Austin in the 70s, and he could do period pieces really effectively. Basically, he would do, and you're going to love this, historical cinema verite, in which, right, he would take a day in the life. It would do the day in the, like Dazed and Confused is a day in the life of a high school group of friends, right? And Slackers are kind of like a day in the slice of life.
Movie.
So they just follow them along from the morning to the afternoon to the evening. Nothing amazing or interesting super happens during the thing. It's just like, this is what it was like, right? And so he's really good at that stuff.
That kind of movie reminds me of, like, did you ever see Go?
Yeah,
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like it's you're basically watching a day, but like from a very fucked up day from like a bunch of people's point of view. All looking in on the same story. Kind of weird, dude.
That's a Doug Liman film, which is interesting because you just mentioned what was the first film? Swingers, which was also Doug Liman. Yeah, they were both.
Is it really?
Yeah.
See how the fucking parallel wax is all intertwined and like there's symmetry and like it
must
all
be Friends
Fibonacci.
or something. I don't know what's going on there, but
and then School of Rock he made too, which was a huge film.
He ventured into like kind of like kids territory, not kids.
I will say School of Rock is my favorite Jack Black movie, dude.
It is fantastic.
Linklater is a genius who is not pretentious.
That's right.
He's one of these guys. He can make something really sophisticated, or he can make something that the family will enjoy, and it doesn't matter to him because it's all about the quality, right?
But some people would say he got a little bit pretentious with Boyhood, where he shot a film.
Well, that's why I'm saying, but he can go from School of Dark to Boyhood, and also like.
Well,
like
School of Dark.
School of Dark. I want to see that one.
It's a program that Dark BMXer is working on.
Boy who goes on
he's
cruises.
Starting his own college. It's
about a trip to nowhere. It's about a trip in a circle where you're really going nowhere.
A trip
you're going nowhere, and you're just going around and around and around. But you're wearing beautiful clothes while you're doing it. You have tails and a tux on.
Hat.
And like the alcohol is extra expensive, so it feels more better than if you're at home drinking out of a fucking paper bag, but you're still drinking out of a paper bag at the end of the day.
Yeah, like Boyhood is like obviously he's never stops working because Boyhood was filmed from 2002 to 2013.
What did you think about Boyhood, JC?
I haven't seen it yet. I need to. It's one that's been on my list for such a long time, but I just never got around to it.
Patricia Arquette's in it, and Ethan Hawke's in it, and Lorelai Linkletter. And I bet it is. And I've heard it's beautifully photographed. That's what I've heard. And like, I don't think I've seen it either. And I think we're going to have to make time for that because like I'm in a Linkletter and I haven't seen Apollo 10 and a half.
You hear that time?
Childhood.
Prag is going to force you to watch this movie.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're going to have to put it on the list.
We're going to have to make time do that.
There's a time to do it.
And like,
what is Apollo 10 and a half?
Well, what I wanted to say was like Waking Life, A Scanner Darkly, and Apollo 10 and a half. They're kind of like his like animated projects that he did. It's kind of like how Wes Anderson, like every now and then, does like a stop motion project. Richard Linklater likes to do these rotoscoped animated films. Waking Life.
Explain what that is for people who don't know what rotoscoping is. Like, if Lance from Saints is here, he should be quiet and put the keyboard down. And listen to this part.
What they did, and they did this frame by frame, they photographed the whole film, like they shot it and everything, and then they got either like hand paint artists, like watercolor artists, to come in. Or digital artists. I'm not sure which one it was, but I think Waking Life was watercolor and then A Scanner Darkly was digital. But every single frame they paint over, and that creates an animation style. And they do it like with this. They've obviously gone with like cell shading, which is where the
Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit ones
I just
that everyone
want to
remembers
point out,
from the olden days.
I just want to point out what a mammoth endeavor that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know what rate their cameras were rolling at, but like you've got literally hundreds of frames per second, dude.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I'm pretty sure in the US the standard is 24 frames per second. In Australia it's 25, but I'm pretty sure this was shown.
Really? Man, it's. Like and I can only think of it from like, my experience in freaking like Photoshop, taking a short clip, going through it frame by frame, and editing, the background out, which is super time consuming, and I can only imagine what they were. That's crazy, but they probably had a massive fucking team.
Yeah. There's a documentary that was broadcast on BBC4 about the making of A Scanner Darkly. So if you want to see more detail about how that was done, it's probably.
I think that's what I'm playing.
That's probably what you're playing back there, right? So like that's probably on YouTube, right? And like if we were serious about film review and criticism, we would have watched that, right? But we didn't prepare properly. But I'm just learning about it now.
I don't want to give you their opinion on Scanner Darkly. I want to give you my opinion.
But it would give you insights on how they made it, and so I could talk about like how they made it more. Like
the only other time like that I was more impressed than this is with a film called Loving Vincent. Have you guys heard of that?
Nope.
It's essentially.
No, I think Vincent's a dick.
It's about a turtle?
It's about Vincent Van Gogh.
Vincent the turtle?
It's about it's
about a pet.
No. So the film's about Vincent Van Gogh, and they shot they did the same thing. They shot the whole film, and they got
I did see that,
thousands of painters to come in, and they painted over the frames, like every single frame in the style of Van Gogh. Like I can show you. I can actually bring up.
I did see that. It was very aesthetically pleasing.
I can give a fun fact about the production of Scanner Darkly. Since the live-action footage was being animated over later, makeup, lighting, and visible equipment like boom mics was less of a concern. However, cinematographer Shane Kelly carefully composed shots and used a color palette with the animators in mind. Sometimes they would show up to tell Kelly what they needed because the movie was being shot digitally and then animated. Occasionally, actors forgot they would later be animated as they worked through a scene. Robert Downey Jr. noted he completely forgot the scene would be later animated as he worked through several takes in order to produce the smoke ring that would be featured in the Barris first close-up shot.
So, but he still did it. Like, he still made it happen?
He was fucking rolling, bro. What are we talking about? Woody Harrelson, Robert Downey Jr. Who else was in the fucking thing? Keanu. They were all fucking rolling during the making of this. They were.
For sure.
And we need to talk about that because you've got, essentially four legends together. Friggin' Winona, Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, and Keanu Reeves they're all legends in their own right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is
magnificent, JC. I have to see this. I love fucking Vincent Van Gogh.
He's fantastic.
And the way they did it is so fucking cool. Did they do this with
Do you think I get in trouble if I use this as a background and like a DJ set, dude? This is dope.
You won't get in trouble.
I think
I've seen videos about this, dude.
Bagger, I'm literally probably using this tomorrow.
it's very it's pretty much the exact same. It's pretty much the exact same process that they used on
what is this called?
Scanner Darkly. Loving Vincent.
Okay, we're gonna make a Vizzy of some of this for sure. That's absolutely happening.
Yeah,
right. And you can make a beautiful, like if you take a screenshot and get the actors out of it, it would make a beautiful tableau for an OBS scene, right? Just if you just had the scene, not the
maybe you can get Lance to rotoscope them out for you.
I'm still waiting for Lance to rotoscope out the people he was supposed to rotoscope out. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Shit, bro. Lance, if you're watching this, we're fucking hunting you.
Like you pause at any frame and it's beautiful. Like it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I could live in this world. It's so pretty. It's just like it feels, and it's like true to Vincent Van Gogh. It's like if Vincent Van Gogh could make a movie at that time, if he had the technology, this is kind of like it would have looked at, right?
It's what Van Gogh seen when he was fucking tripping all the time, dude.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what this film's about because I actually want to ask Time, what did you think this film was about watching it? That's my question to you.
I had to sit down. The movie ends, and then I really had to sit down and kind of just sit there in silence and kind of go over in my head what I thought this movie was about.
Yeah,
and I think it's very surface level, but also there's layers to it. So I think it's basically about drug use, you know, and then just being consumed by it. And then that's where I finished.
Because when I first watched this film, I had no idea what I just watched. Like, not a clue. I for some reason I feel like this film it's very hard to follow, and I think the reason is that the characters the film's about necessarily have to speak in this like absolutely drugged out gobbledygook.
Spun talk, right? Spun out of their fucking minds, bro. Going on adventures and solving problems that they make for themselves every day.
And it kind of makes it hard to really discern what the film is trying to say, or what the actual through line of the story is, because so much of it is them just like fucking around. This is based on a Philip K. Dick novel.
Book, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Philip K. Dick's very famous. He wrote probably one of his more famous books is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is what Blade Runner
Man
was
in the
based
High
on.
Castle, right?
Man in the High Castle. Yeah, that was Philip K. Dick as well. But this film, it feels like I haven't read the Philip K. Dick book. It was made in 1994, and it was semi-autobiographical. But this film doesn't feel like it was made in 1994. It squarely feels like a Bush era film to me.
I've got a fairly interesting take on what this movie to me like screams of the meth epidemic.
Yeah,
that happened not too terribly long after 9/11. When the surveillance state was being put in place with, those two things, because dude, these people they're tweaking. If you've ever known any fucking tweakers, dude, these people are tweaking, dude.
Yeah, they're definitely on meth.
They act just like, and it's interesting because if you look at all of the characters, they represent different parts of the addiction process, from being able to manage to they're at the part where they're coming apart and starting to lose reality.
Yeah.
To Freck, who's like fucking the thing starts off with him in the shower fucking scratching the bugs and like that's I mean, so
which by the way is one of my favorite intro sequences to any film.
Oh god, dude, it's beautiful. The itchy... and also just like it made like I told Prag when we were watching, I was like, dude, it's making me itch just watching it. Like yeah. So I mean, but it screams of and I unfortunately at the time when all this was going on, I had people close to me that were going through this stuff, and it screams meth and friggin' then you throw the paranoia and the surveillance state in there. Like I've seen somebody sit on the front porch for 3 days and 3 nights because they were worried if they came inside, the house would get raided. No shit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Psychosis.
Unannounced voice cameo.
I mean, there's other things that this movie's also about, because like at the end of the movie, we find out that the treatment center are the people making the drug, right?
Well,
and that's the ultimate. Right, because it's like to solve the problem, they're creating the problem, and so they're also talking about the pharmaceutical industry.
Well, isn't that how control is gained? Sure. Like if you desperately want control, you create a problem so you can create a solution.
Yeah, I mean, this is just as equally about the opioid epidemic, because 2006 is when this movie was made. That was right in the heart of it, right?
I did a lot of opioids, dude. It wasn't like that, dude. Those people are fucking
Well, I mean, it's a metaphorical. No, I'm just saying, like, they took a hybrid of all the different drugs. And they also mentioned at one point when they're talking about taking D, right? It's cut with
substance
meth.
D.
It's cut with meth, right? So that allows you to be like the actors to give them more things to do. Because if it was more like a morphine type drug, they'd just be like, like hanging out. Like they wouldn't have enough interesting shit going on.
Dude, to be honest with you, a movie about fucking like heroin addicts, forget it wouldn't be very interesting. You just have a bunch of people melting on the couch, dude. The interesting part would be when they were trying to score. Dude.
Drugstore Cowboy is a wonderful movie about like just being pharmaceutically addicted. I don't know if you've seen that with Matt Dillon.
I haven't. Wonderful movie. I've heard it's very good.
Oh, you have to see it. It's funny, but it's dark. It's very dark, but funny.
Well, I mean, and this movie is the same way. It's dark and funny, but like at the same time, it being dark allows you to put some darker humor in there, and
I like when the detective, his commanding officer, tells him, "Oh, you got yourself addicted to fucking drugs. Go fucking deal with it. And actually, we're going to charge you with a misdemeanor." That sums up exactly what America does to its citizens when it comes to substances. They serve you McDonald's and sugar and caffeine and pill. Oh, you want some fucking pills? Like in 1997, 99, you go to the dentist, here's fucking 180 Vicodin ERs, right? Have a good fucking time, ES. And now they're like, oh my God, why is everyone addicted to fucking heroin?
Do you know what happened?
Because you've been selling it to us, and then they don't want to fucking help the people that they fucked.
You know what? You know what happened when the war on opioids started, dude? Because I was getting pain meds from my doctor for like 10 years, right? And then friggin' Michael Jackson died, and then Prince died. When Prince died, they were like, fucking boom, dude. No more. Nobody, dude.
But with plan to get anybody off.
Fuck you.
No. With no fucking planning.
Nothing.
Just like
go fucking get smack on the street and hope you survive.
And they're like, why are you getting smack on the streets? Like, why don't you just like fucking go home and just fucking, it's like, it's so dumb.
Well, for the audience, because I know we're talking about all the themes and what this film goes into, but I want to just get into what the base story is, and essentially what this film is about. And I'll just it starts off, and essentially you have this police officer. His name's Bob Arctor. He investigates drug abuse, and specifically the drug D. Is it vitamin? Not vitamin.
The D is for dick.
Substance D.
It's called substance dick. I don't know why they named it.
They refer to it as death for a couple times throughout.
Philip K. Dick, right? The author's name is Philip K. Dick, so they probably as an homage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they love dick.
This is set like 6 years. I think it's set 6 years ahead of 2006.
2006, right?
Yeah. And it's a near future sort of dystopia. All of the drug cops essentially wear these bodysuits that basically make it impossible for you to tell what they look like.
I want to get a filter to do that on Twitch. Do you think you can get a filter to make that effect happen on video? That would be next level, right?
I could freaking pull a scene of it out of a movie and remove the background, and you could just overlay it on yourself.
And we could actually just fucking run it in a loop, and so it will never loop because it's constantly
that's what I'm saying. Just put it in a loop and overlay it on yourself.
So
JC,
including to each other, they can't see each other. Like all of the cops don't know who the other cops are. They have code names. The main character's code name is, I think, Fred. His boss's code name is Hank. But the actual guy in the suit is a guy named Bob Arctor, who is an undercover cop posing as a drug dealer. A drug dealer of substance D. He's trying to figure out where it's coming from. I believe he suspects it's his girlfriend in real life, played by Winona Ryder, and he hangs out in this house with two other guys. What's his name?
Just fucking Bates heads on running mates, just as running mates for the campaign of trying to score fucking dope.
The hook of the film, though, is that the drug department thinks that Bob Arctor is the one running it, or at least that's what you're led to believe, is that they think it's Bob Arctor. Turns out they have a bigger plan for him in what they're doing. But essentially, what they're telling him is they think it's Bob Arthur, and he is reacting to that and trying not to draw suspicion on himself because he's a cop.
Right.
And he's trying to draw their attention to his girlfriend, who he thinks is the lead to where Substance D is coming from. And I mean,
he
do you think
he gets assigned to surveil himself as well?
Essentially, yeah.
Right.
So they the drug cops they fuck up his car so that they can go and install these security cameras.
The accelerator, right?
And there's this whole sequence where they're trying to work out.
I felt like Barris freaking did that to his car, dude.
No, it was the cops. Like they immediately after that sequence, they've said we've installed all these cameras.
Yeah, but I thought they were talking about in the house. I thought Barris was the one that sabotaged his car, dude.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure because the drug cops don't know that Bob Arthur is the drug cop.
I know, but the whole time Barris is like fucking trying to turn Bob Arthur in, dude.
Yes,
like, because and plotting against him.
He's an undercover rat, right?
He's the fucking rat. I love that scene.
Yeah. He's like, can I get an employment application? I'll just get an employment application on my way out.
And then what happens to him? What happens to the rat? He gets charged anyway. Yeah. And they're like, we're going to charge you before the fact, just in case we need to charge you, and we're going to incarcerate you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what happens. And then they also have a scene where they're talking about the source of the D internationally being like in Africa, and they're at war over it too, which is all bullshit. They reveal later in the show it's all coming from inside, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is also very Bush era, making up like weapons of mass destruction.
It's right fucking now era. It's
as well, but
it's from 1920. It's from the United Fruit Company to the present.
Yeah, it's fucking post 9/11, dude.
I remember the drug used to be bananas.
Without going into too much detail, I had a childhood friend whose dad smuggled drugs for the CIA, dude.
Sure.
It ain't that far off, dude.
Listen, they have to self-fund their operation somehow, Bagger.
Absolutely,
so we have to,
they need money that can't be on the books, dude.
Right, because they don't get an unlimited black dark budget where they can actually have as much fucking money as they want and nobody's auditing it. So it's all bullshit.
We can get into the story of Freeway Ricky Ross if you like, dude.
I mean, I love that story. I know that story.
What did you take from watching this film? Did you enjoy I know it's a very confusing film afterwards.
Good.
It's hard to really discern what the themes are, but from an entertainment standpoint, did you get a lot out of this, or were you kind of bored?
So here's the thing. I feel like when there's a movie that has like a lot of drug content, I don't really connect with it because I'm not familiar with that kind of side of the world. So I haven't really been around like drug addicts or done drugs myself or anything in that realm. That's not something I'm
This is going to be an amazing summer for you, Time.
That I've done.
Me and Bagger are going to take you on a tour of the United States, and every state we're going to do a different narcotic.
I mean, we'll book a trip. We'll book a trip to Peru and fucking trip on ayahuasca, dude.
Awful. That sounds awful.
No, you would love it, bro. You're ready.
We could do mescaline on the native land, dude.
It was very hard for me to connect with that subject material. So for this movie,
good boy, and it's hard for such a good boy to think about bad boy things, right?
I'm just an alcoholic.
You're so full of shit.
He's just a boy. He's a birthday boy.
Sex, money, murder. That's what your whole life is: sex, money, murder.
So as far as like the movie overall, the obviously the way it looked was fantastic. It was crazy looking. The acting I liked. But when it came to like the subject material and the way they were acting, like I kind of understood it, but it didn't connect with me because again, that kind of stuff I just don't really. It's not my world, So I don't understand it, and I can't even like I don't want to say have compassion, but I can't just there's no connection for me to even get like, you know, to care about it.
Did the ending hit for you at all or not?
No.
Okay.
No, he got fucked, dude.
So you don't give a fuck that we're spending all this money making our own citizens addicted to a product, right? Because we're literally doing that in real time, right? All the time.
Well, here's what I want to say, because I think this film's fantastic, but like the big issue for me this film, I think the narrative is fantastic. I think the story it tells is really heartbreaking, honestly. I think Keanu Reeves' like whole arc is just completely, like, it breaks my heart. But my big issue with this film is I feel like it feeds into this very conspiracy theory, big pharma nonsense that Alex Jones now peddles.
Okay, but listen, you're right.
Let me let me finish.
Right.
And because we've seen the OxyContin epidemic like play out, and it wasn't done behind closed doors. Like, no one was wondering where the drugs were coming from. Everyone knew where the drugs were coming from. It was done like.
But the drugs were also coming from Afghanistan.
But
right?
that wasn't the issue. Like, that wasn't the main issue.
You take a pill, and then they need heroin. Then they get fucking drugs from Afghanistan.
Here's the thing.
And I we were there protecting that shit. Just saying.
And of course we were. We don't want to starve them.
But the issue of the OxyContin epidemic, which this film is obviously like very is like build out of. The issue with the OxyContin epidemic was the fact that it was corporations pushing this safe drug
in conjunction with government.
Yeah, in conjunction with government for profit.
Yes.
And basically law enforcement didn't do anything about it. They just shrugged. The justice
system shrugged. They couldn't until it was too late.
The firemen were taking OxyContin because they all have fucking bad hips and backs.
They all had prescriptions too.
Everybody was on it. In working class.
But the thing is that what this film argues, number one, is that it's a secret and being done behind closed doors, and it's big pharma and etc. And number two, that
in 2006
that the justice system is going to do something about it, which is what the ending is basically concluding.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that what you think they're saying?
They sent this, yeah, absolutely. They sent this agent in
when Winona Ryder's having in the.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the film.
I think they just want to have some hope.
And this might be a hot take.
I think it just comes to the wrong conclusion.
This might be a hot take, but there is, first off, the United States is the number one consumer of illegal substances in the fucking world.
By far.
Right?
By far.
And it feeds so many different industries. The prison industrial complex. Friggin' the law enforcement fucking world. Like, it feeds so many industries. They don't,
prison slavery.
It's basically the reason the justice system gets funded the way that it does. Like, none of them want it to stop, dude.
A lot of people are making a lot of money, and they closed the loop on it and saying the rehab centers are just as evil as the fucking drug producers in many cases, and that's still a case too in some states where they're just fucking run by night. They don't give a fuck about anyone. They just want to get all the insurance money from you and kick you fucking out. They don't give a fuck.
And it's done in broad daylight. Like, it's done right in front of you, essentially.
I know, but if people aren't in that world, they don't know about it. So
what I'm trying to
like, look at Time. Time's not aware of the stuff necessarily, so now he knows.
But if he, like, I'm not saying that you don't do your research, but like, it's right there. And essentially, it's the system working as it is designed. Right?
You're saying it's not as big of a fucking UFO conspiracy as the film tried to make it, but I thought they were trying to play off the paranoia of the drug users. They see it; it's through their eyes.
Yeah, I see that. But also,
I believe that's the point of view of it. Is like, because when you're you're deep in friggin' in that world, like, the suspicion of everybody, and that's kind of what they were pointing to.
But it's not just the drug users that are suspicious of the pharmaceutical or the New Path Center. It's also the professionals as well in the justice system that are suspicious of them. In the real world, they know. and they're not doing anything about it. Is what I'm saying. That's why there's a difference. It's kind of
no,
an
and they just throw their hands
incongruency.
up because it's such a fucking gigantic,
but
woven
like
thing, right?
yeah. But what I want to, but like I think again, what I've read about this film is that it's incredibly faithful to like Philip K. Dick's vision of the world. And if that's what Philip K. Dick's vision was, then like I respect that. Like, you know, they made a film about his work.
I'll tell you what, this reminds me of Aldous Huxley.
Yeah.
Aldous Huxley, you know, in discussion of Soma and Brave New World. It also reminds me of the Beat Poets, Jack Kerouac, and all of the like Naked Lunch, and how like there's a scene where you know Keanu appears as a cockroach, right? That's an homage to Naked Lunch because that's the whole transformation into an insect.
Well, he's sitting on the couch and he's looking at Woody Harrelson and Robert Downey Jr. and they're both turning into like creature, you know, bugs and
because his department is forced him to take substance D, and then
William S. Burroughs,
and then they blame him for taking it afterwards. And basically send him to this farm, but that was the plan all along. Like they wanted him to do that.
The first big drug hype age was like during when Sherlock Holmes books were written, when everyone was fucking, all the hipsters and the cool people of the period were addicted to fucking heroin and cocaine, just like now, and they had the same problems. There's a show that was on. Is it about the hospital in the fucking old New York? It's called the fucking, I can't remember what it's called, right? It's a Cronenberg show.
I mean,
he gets addicted to heroin.
You could just go down to the Nick. You go down to the opium den, dude. Like you could buy freaking laudanum and fucking the corner store, dude.
Yep.
And because like I think what's difficult to get into this film, because this film, it feels like it doesn't have like a narrative thrust, like unless you realize like what the film is doing in the first place, because you're kind of watching it and like stuff is just kind of happening, but as soon as you get that hook and understand what the film is doing, and obviously that's hard to do because all the characters are necessarily high on this substance D, so it's hard to pass what is important information and what's not. Like,
I mean, I think they spend a lot of time talking about how drugs can rewire your brain in this movie, and that's a very important thing for people to understand because it totally changes your fucking routing systems. And then they talk about, you know, the left side is impaired of your brain, so the right side is trying to fucking compensate, and like these are real fucking issues. But you're right. It doesn't have like a great narrative center. It doesn't have a hero journey necessarily. It's kind of like haphazard, and it's not like, you know, but I think that's like kind of part of its charms too.
Yeah. I mean, I compare the kind of like the central conceit with like The Departed, which we've talked about before, you know, how it's two
great movie.
It's two, you know, it's two cops. One of them's a rat in the mafia and the other one's mafia cop, like he's a cop for the mafia, and they're kind of ratting on each other. The central conceit of this film is kind of similar in that it's I mean, it's one guy, but he's the drug cop, but they also think it's him. Like they think he's the drug lord, essentially, and he's trying to evade that, and that's the central conceit. But I feel like while The Departed is very clear in that that's the conceit, this film, it takes a while for you to realize that that's what the film's doing, essentially. Like that's the main. And I remember the first time I watched this, because there's also a big twist at the end, because a certain cop is revealed to be, spoiler alert, so Hank, his boss.
You can spoil it. It's 2006, right?
So Hank, his boss,
21 years ago,
is revealed to be his girlfriend. Winona Ryder's character, and I'm wondering because of the way that the film is kind of put together in that very very loosey goosey, doesn't really settle on a main conceit, even though it has one. I'm wondering, did that twist kind of just like fly over your head time? Because that's how I felt the first time I watched it. Like, I watched, I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
For some reason, I had to go back and like rewind it and be like, wait, what?
Wait,
like,
she,
well,
yeah.
No, oh, okay.
But if you put it into context, into context, it makes perfect sense. Because the plan all along was to get him in the position he was in the end.
In the end, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
because they're trying to take down New Path.
Right.
But the fact that they have to do that, and like that's what I think is the strongest element of this film, is Keanu Reeves' story, and just how far he falls, like, by the end. That's the part that really breaks my heart, is when he, he can barely talk at this farm. Like, he's just repeating everything the guy says to him, and
totally fucking.
I like Air.
Break him.
I like Air.
It actually was making me tear up this time I watched it. Like, I just felt so bad for him. And he found the flowers and he puts it in his boot and he's like, I'm saving a present for my friends, which is what they want him to do. It's
maybe
just
he breaks out of it in the future. We don't know. Like, maybe he comes to and he fucking leads a revolution from the fucking farm, and everyone revolts and they fucking kill all our masters.
Because
we can start working on it. Scanner Lightly, dude.
Scanner Lightly. I love that.
I know a guy that can rotoscope, dude.
Do we? But do we though? I'm still waiting to find out. I know somebody who knows how the concept is.
The idea of it, yeah.
Because he's gonna wait for AI to do it. And be able, like, next year, AI is gonna do it. He's gonna be like, oh, it's done. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like there's two reactions to this film, and it depends on if from the start you really glean what's happening. If you do, and if you understand what the story is about, it's about this cop that's trying to evade the authorities, and he's getting addicted to substance D because they're making him to, and then they blame him for it.
Right.
Like, then the story becomes incredibly heartbreaking again. If you don't clue onto that part from the start, then it's just like it's hard to really pass what's going on. Essentially,
I don't think you're meant. I don't think you're, at least the first time you see it, I don't think you're meant to get on that idea. Yeah. Like, I think that's the only way you're going to go into this movie with that idea is if you've seen it once before.
So you feel like this is a film designed to be watched like 3-4 times?
I think you kind of have to, dude.
Yeah.
I'd like to read the book.
I'd love to read
see how it's done that way.
Would you watch this again, Tom? Do you reckon? Or do you feel like you're one and done?
I think I'm one and done, yeah.
You don't think it would get substantially better on the rewatch?
It's not a
what
terrible
did you
movie.
like about it? Why don't we talk about what you liked about it?
What I liked about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I said that already. I said I thought the acting was really good.
Do you like the animation?
Animation was fantastic.
I see that you have a beautiful high resolution screenshot. That's 4K, right? Like, I'd love to see this in 4K. See, I thought
it wasn't a 4K. That's crazy.
That's not, but that looks so hot. That looks great right there. I would love to see this movie remastered to 4K because you would really enjoy the animations
do they have
more.
A 4K release?
It did not. I don't think so.
Richard, can we get a 4K cut sent over to the Three Grandmas workshop? Because we'd like to really screen this the way it's meant to be seen.
It does not have a 4K Blu-ray yet, unfortunately.
God damn it. Well, maybe this will be the onus. And I would love it if Richard included this on the box set, right? Like, maybe they have the review of Scanner Darkly from the Three Grandmas on the anniversary release.
Yeah, we're on the special features. I'd be down with that.
Yes, I'm available to do a commentary and over the movie commentary for sure.
Audio commentary, I'd be down. We should get into that. We should do audio commentaries.
We can do that. We can do more things. I've been thinking about. I want to do an underground movie show too, review show where we watch some of the fucking underground stuff. I have a show just on that. The outsider stuff.
Well, I think Legend of Overfiend was pretty underground.
Well, I mean, I know, but maybe we have another spinoff, like we have in the movie show, right? At the movies or whatever the fuck we call it. I forget.
I think that Robert Downey Jr. kind of stole the scenes that he was in, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like his scenes, his monologues, his character, it overshadowed everybody else in the scenes.
I agree.
His manicness, it was amazing, dude.
But what I will say is that Keanu Reeves gets a lot of shit for being a not very good actor. I think he's like, even though it's animated over him, I think he's fantastic in this film. Like he genuinely made me feel bad.
Keanu Reeves acting. I think he's just like himself.
He's made some of the greatest movies, dude. Like he's had a very long career.
He's a smart guy that seems like he's a dumb guy, but he's not dumb. He's like really fucking brilliant. You know.
Yeah. He picks the right projects. Like he has a good agent as well.
He just has that accent, and he has the way he talks, and the delivery can make people put people off, I guess.
And Woody Harrelson comes in and friggin' does what only Woody Harrelson can do.
He's very Woody Harrelson.
And then Winona Ryder was great in this too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she was kind of muted though. Like her character was kind of muted. I feel like.
Yeah.
For a good reason, though. Like she's
I like
undercover.
that scene when she said, "Please don't touch me. I do a lot of cocaine."
Yeah, trying to give her a hug. Yeah,
and they're like, and she's like, "I'm sorry. I just don't like to be groped, but I also do a lot of cocaine. So like, people are going to be groping you which isn't true.
Is that a real thing?
Cocaine cocaine is a sex drug.
No, but like, does cocaine addiction cause you to not want to be touched and?
No, I think the problem is like she's always around coke, and so like people always assume she wants to have sex, and that's not necessarily the vibe. So it's kinda... I don't think, but all drugs can like all of them can do that.
But she was also acting as well.
She says,
"I hope so."
She says she does a lot of coke.
I mean, she was a cop.
And then when they got outside, he asked her, "How much coke do you do?" And she's like, "Not a lot."
It's a funny line, though.
Everyone says that. They bring back that motif over and over and over again. How much are you doing? And they always lie every single time. And I thought,
that's a true to life drug addict thing to do.
And I also really like one thing I want to talk about also is the editing in the scenes when they're showing him the cards, like to see if he can discern. I really like that when it's his POV, it's a sheep, but then when they cut to the wide, every single time it's a dog. Like. It only shows the sheep when it's in his POV. Like the editing is just like fantastic, and it's like very subtle. Like you see the dog.
Yeah, and you're like questioning yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know how much he's taking or not.
I believe it's the same way too, because like there's an angle right after that where they put the card on the table and it looks like the dog.
Yeah,
so it's like fucking weird.
Like, he got it right the first time with the Coke bottle. What was the last one? It was a pyramid. But then he said he saw a pile of like plastic shit that you used
a pile of plastic shit. Yeah,
like it could be misconstrued to be that, but it's very like straight lines. So, but it's really interesting. What I thought was funny is that those doctors that were like testing him to see how addicted he is to substance D. They knew who he was. Like they know, like they're the only characters that know who he is. But they're obviously like for whatever reason they're sworn to secrecy. They're not allowed to say anything. But then they tell him that he's going to be fine, and then the report comes in and he's completely like off the end.
Fine.
Which is another just like kind of like they build you up and then break you down sort of situation.
Like a fucking tool in the tool shed, and when the tool is broken or can't be fucking cleaned up or done anything, they throw it in the fucking heap. And that's just the way large organizations are in the world, in the history of the world. And like they're going to tell you, you're the most important shovel. You're the most important shovel in the whole shovel. But you're not. You're just another fucking dirt mover. But you need dirt movers to do huge things. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem.
You can't do your job no more. Here's a medical discharge. Get the fuck out, dude.
Have you guys seen the film Sorry to Bother You?
Yes.
Directed by Boots Riley and
I have
starring Lakeith Stanfield.
Takes place in San Francisco.
Oh yeah. Sorry to bother
beautiful.
You.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It really features San Francisco and like all the hills and the old Victorians. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
that's a really weird movie.
That movie is very idiosyncratic, and it has the kind like
real life is though,
the same sort of reveal. Instead of like the company producing blue flowers in that film, it turns out that they're creating super horse people to fight in the military.
It stars non-problematic Army Hammer.
Army Hammer, yeah.
So,
Playing himself, obviously.
when
Army Hammer's
Prag,
gonna come back. He's gonna come back, guys.
when Prag
He
approached
didn't meet
me,
anybody in IRL. He talked about it. You can't talk about it.
His next film is an Uwe Boll film. Like,
Hell yeah.
God, never mind. He's not coming back, bro. He's not coming back, bro. He's gonna go full. He's going all the way in. Is what he's doing.
Movie called The Dark Knight about a vigilante who fights crimes. He's just making the dark.
It's just Batman.
That's the synopsis.
That's
I
it.
thought he had his own money. I thought he had all this fucking family money. Why didn't he just fuck off to Ibiza and just
where did his social network money go? I don't know, man. Like,
so
whatever.
when Prag asked me if I wanted to be on, dude, it was either this or Fight Club, dude.
Oh yeah, I've seen
which
Fight
is
Club.
another movie that I love.
Yeah, I do love Fight Club as well.
But
they're all in the same sort of vein.
Yeah, I think so.
There's, something going on in the background that you're not sure of.
Well, I like some of the weirder movies, dude.
For sure.
Or we could get into some fucking hardcore war movies, though.
Yeah.
I love drug movies, though. I like people. This is off-putting to me. I just love showing slices of life of people on the fringes, and like they live in society and they're amongst us, but they're living an alternate life, right?
Yeah.
They have good routine.
They're wandering.
They're
wandering the same plane as we are, but they're not living in the same world, dude. We're not in the same world as they are, dude.
Yeah,
they don't have the same agenda. They're not checking for the mail. Like they're not at 3:00. They're not going to see if there's anything in the mailbox. They don't give a fuck. They're not paying bills. They don't breakfast, dinner. It's all the same thing.
It's really funny that you say like drug movies because it's such a wide breadth. Like you have Requiem for a
addiction
Dream.
movies.
Yeah. You have Requiem for a Dream, which is insane.
Requiem from a Dream is a great
and then
movie.
on the other end of the spectrum, you have like Pineapple Express, which is like
yeah, but I don't consider cannabis a drug like that. Time out.
Okay,
but
fair.
that
Scarface, okay, a drug movie.
I like Barfly. I would put Barfly in a heroin context, which is the Mickey Rourke film, right? About fucking people.
Train spotting, dude.
Yeah,
train spotting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the guys who are like right near the end of the line, right? They're like right on. This is like the last month before they fucking totally fall out and like hit the fucking, Yeah,
end. we're talking just before rock bottom, dude.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me that, like, during this time, like, Richard Linklater was making this, and then at the same time, he was making his coming-of-age film, Boyhood, that like, he was shooting over 12 years.
Linklater
like, he's
was
like, how does his brain, like, work?
Because he's an addict, and at the end of the film, he shows all the people that are his friends that didn't make it.
That was Philip K. Dick's quote.
I'm sorry, Philip K. Dick. Okay, so he was a heroin addict, Philip K. Dick. I know that.
Yeah, autobiographical. This like semi-autobiographical.
Okay.
And basically,
and then I'm sorry if you're not an addict. I apologize, but
he
really,
did make Dazed and Confused. So I mean,
well, that doesn't mean he's an addict. Like,
no,
he could actually just be like a Philip K. Dick fan. I thought the director was writing that,
I mean,
but you're gonna put like Philip K. Dick at the very end.
At the end,
Fear and Loathing is one of the all-time great drug movies.
Oh, I need to see that still. I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Fear and Loathing, dude?
No, my dad's recommended to me so many times. But
dude, if you think this movie's fucking weird, dude, let's
like Terry Gilliam is a master.
I'll come back any day you want and do Fear and Loathing. I've seen that on the big screen, dude.
Oh,
you have to read Hunter S. Thompson. Have you ever read any Hunter S. Thompson, JC?
No.
Oh, you have to read it. Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail is even fucking better.
Oh, really? Yeah. Is that the sequel? Or?
It's about the 1972 presidential election and fucking Hubert Humphrey and Nixon and like he claims that McGovern was addicted to Ibogaine or something. And they ask him, yeah, I know it's true because I started the rumor. And like he gets this rumor started, and then like the New York Times prints it on purpose because it was just ridiculous. Obviously, he's not on Ibogaine, and it's a wild time. And it's one of those elections that doesn't get a lot of attention because it's like it's 70s.
It's not Reagan, it's not Bush.
He's a wonderful political reporter, Hunter S. Thompson.
So I think we've covered everything, unless everyone else like has any other interesting tidbits about A Scanner Darkly.
Can we talk about
score it up?
Can we talk about the friggin' the conspiracy of the missing bike pieces, dude?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they never solved it.
I never solved it. I gotta know. I gotta
We
know.
were watching it and they were talking about the gears. They're like, there's only 6 gears. They
That's what
stole
a
our
scam.
gears.
That's what a scanner lightly is. Yeah, sure.
Scanner lightly is just that's all it is. Just figure out where the gears are at.
Where the gears are gone,
Yeah.
and whether they get them back.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. It's such a good bit.
Do we want to rate this and ship it?
No. There was one thing that I wanted to bring up, and I don't know if you guys felt the same way. It particularly popped up when Robert Downey Jr. was on screen, but whenever he was acting, it didn't take me out of the movie, but it was just like his acting was so good that I wanted to see it without the filter. Yeah,
there's got to be an edit.
To kind of see how it is.
There's got to be a version of this film out there that's just the raw
That's
footage.
what I'm saying though. Is like when he was on screen doing his thing, dude.
Yeah,
he stole the show, dude.
He did. Yeah,
he's definitely the best actor in the group. And like people don't realize, we were talking about it with Bagger. Like he's been a great actor since he was 19, right? He's been like all those early movies that he was in.
Keanu's been doing it since he was a teenager too, man.
Yeah, but he's not the same. He's not the same.
I mean, if you haven't seen like scenes from his film Chaplin about Charlie Chaplin, he's he's completely lost.
Which was an amazing comeback. That was his comeback movie, and he won all the Oscars, right?
Well, Iron Man was his comeback movie. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
he'll forever be Hollywood royalty. He'll forever be Hollywood royalty because of Iron Man.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
was in second comeback, you know.
Yeah,
like
that was like his triumphant comeback arc.
He had 2 comebacks. Oh shit!
What was the first, like, because obviously he was in Chaplin, but like, what was he in before that? And there was the gap, and then the comeback. Like, what was his start?
There was a long gap. I mean, I remember Less Than Zero. He was in, and like I don't
Chitty
recall
Chitty
exactly.
Bang Bang. I think not Chitty. Not is it Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I don't know. We have to look it up.
Not Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
All right, here we go. Let's get the
Kiss.
Kiss Bang Bang. Yeah.
Kiss. That was not great. That was when everyone was making Tarantino.
That's good too.
Yeah,
it was alright. It was. I feel like it was a Tarantino ripoff to me.
Okay, I think you just don't like.
Did
Shane
you
Black,
know?
Did
you know that Tarantino wrote Natural Born Killers?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Never went to see it. He said he's never watched that movie. Him and Juliet, and the chick went to watch it, and they got like 20 minutes in, and we're like, "Let's get the fuck out of here."
I wonder if
insane.
Yeah,
he was in Ally McBeal on TV after the fucking breakdown, and then Mel Gibson put him in a movie called The Singing Detective, and then he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, then Zodiac. Tropic Thunder.
He's so good at Zodiac.
And Tropic Thunder was
from too, right?
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder's classic. Dude.
Like Tropic Thunder came out the same year as Iron Man, so it's like a 1-2 punch.
He was in Oppenheimer last year, right?
Yeah.
And then he has The Sympathizer, which is new. It's on Broadway, I think. No, a miniseries. Okay.
Sympathizer. You muted yourself. I don't know what happened there.
I got him.
Okay. Yeah, that's just
on Broadway.
He's just had such a good
Tropic Thunder
career.
spawned one of the greatest meme songs of all time, dude.
I'm not touching Tropic Thunder, Bagger.
That Satan's
I'm already
Alley
in trouble.
Trailer at the start of the movie is one of the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Which one? Such a good movie, dude.
The Satan's Alley one with Tobey Maguire, where there's 2 priests.
Robert Downey Jr.
So
like touching
the rosary beads.
That made me uncomfortable, dude. It was so good that it made me uncomfortable, dude.
Such a good thing.
The 4-time Oscar winner Kirk Lazarus, and then MTV Awards Best Kiss Tobey Maguire. Brilliant. So good.
Was that Ben Stiller who directed that?
Yeah, and he's now directing Severance.
Ben Stiller is such a and he made a great movie about the prison escape, a miniseries on Apple TV. I think it was Apple TV or HBO or one of those that he made before he began his new
Severance.
show.
Yeah,
but you should see that because Patricia Arquette's in that too, and it's really good.
He
Escape
also
from Dan Mora or Dan Ropa or some shit. It's really good.
He also made the Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which I've also heard is really good. But I haven't
it was
seen it was okay.
You know, it's like Steve. You know how Steve Carell is. Like he's
That's
pleasant.
not Steve
but
Carell.
like,
It's Ben Stiller.
Isn't Steve Carell in it too?
Is he? I thought it was just Ben Stiller.
I believe so.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You believe so? Yes, or believe so? No.
I
I'm
think
so confused. I think the left hemisphere is compensating for my right hemisphere.
Are you thinking of Evan Almighty?
You're disassociating, bro.
Evan Almighty.
All I know is like, what if we make a version of Steve Carell?
Sean Penn's in it.
Why did I put Steve Carell in my fucking fantasy world? I rotoscoped Steve Carell over him. I saw it. It was not my favorite movie.
I literally think you thought of Evan Almighty because it's another name, like Walter Mitty, Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty, yeah.
No, I don't think so. It just feels like a Steve Carell movie to me.
There was I was watching the behind the scenes featurette for the last episode of Severance. And Ben Stiller mentioned Cinema Verite, and I was very excited when he did.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah.
Did he just like drop it in there to sound smart, or did he actually know what he was talking about?
No, it was connected to what they were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, there it is.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's Prag's thing.
Uh-huh.
So, Prag. Would you recommend A Scan of Darkly? And what would you recommend?
I mean, this is a great film for like late night. It's a film. This is like one of those films that they play at midnight. You know, when they used to play Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's like it's a cult classic, and especially if you read the book, like I would recommend people read Philip K. Dick and they probably get a lot more out of it. And like if you're a druggie, of course you've already seen it. I don't have to tell you to watch it because like this is a very popular film with people who are currently addicted to drugs, right? So like they've seen it and like they agree, right? But yeah, it's a good film. It's different. It takes a chance. It was handcrafted. It didn't feel like Disney made it.
See, if I would have known I was going to be called somebody currently addicted to drugs,
no, not currently.
Disney movie, dude.
There's a Venn diagram. There's a Venn diagram of where people who like different things will like it. It doesn't mean necessarily if you like it.
It definitely paints a picture of that culture.
I give the film an 80, right on the dot. It's nice. I like Richard Linklater. It feels always cozy with Richard Linklater. I like the fact that you can taste Austin when he like makes a film. Like you can taste the brisket on a Linklater film. So yeah, we like it and like we recommend it.
Time, would you recommend A Scan of Darkly, and what would you rate it?
I would recommend it. It's a really cool movie to watch. I think the acting's fantastic. Again, subject matter just doesn't really connect with me. But I think I'm in the minority of that. A lot of druggies around.
I mean, that's just a fact. The United States of America.
Yeah.
You're not really wealthy as a nation if like half the population is on SPAC, right?
So I'd give it a very solid and average 70.
That's a reasonable score. What did you give it, Craig, again?
80.
80, yeah. MadTeabagger, would you recommend A Scan of Darkly, and what would you rate it?
I would, and as a matter of fact, I did.
That's why we watched it.
I would give it probably an 85. Like, so what hooked me first, what really grabs your attention first is the style, the rotoscoped animation of the movie, and you're pulled into this kind of dark and dingy world. And the way it's done, it feels like it could all be just a friggin' hallucination. And, it's like I said, it's one of those movies you probably got to watch it twice to really understand it, because the first time you go in blind and you're not meant to understand it.
It took me 3 times.
I think it's just sad that I understood it right off. I understood it from the bugs in the shower. I was like, oh,
well, yeah, like
this is like a home movie.
But I would give it an 85, maybe a 90, because I think it's worth a watch. The cinematography, the way it's done is outstanding, and for that it's worth a watch.
I think this is going to be one of the few times that everyone gives it a positive review, because I would recommend this as well. I think this film works on two levels. Like, number one, it's beautiful and it's just like a real chill out movie if you don't try to delve into it. So like you could put it on and just like have it on in the background, I think. And it works really well. And then I also think if you really like focus in on it and like, you know, get into what it's about and what it's trying to say and everything, and just like Bob Arctor's story specifically, I think it's really heartbreaking and just like deeply moving to me. Obviously, I have some like ideological differences on what it's saying, but I think just the way it tells the story is fantastic. It's fantastically crafted, and I just love it.
And then why would you insult Richard and call it a background movie? Because like if you made a movie, you want people to pay attention to it.
No,
right?
I'm not saying it's a background movie. I'm saying that it's something that you could put on, and it's just like a really chill vibe. You know, like
I could see just putting it on the TV, kind of low.
I don't want to say
and doing everything else I need to do.
That's a thing. No, that's a real thing, and that's a credit to like it can be used both ways. Like it's great to have like the art going on and like it's inspirational. Like so, I'm just teasing. I
think where it falls apart is if you're in the middle and you're like you're trying to watch a movie but you're not paying attention to like the main story. Right. You kind of get lost. Like you can easily get lost in what it's doing. But I think overall, once you're on it and you've seen it like a few times, I feel like I'll watch this again like in another 5 years or so. I'm probably gonna love it every time.
4K release with when we're on the fucking DVD, right? They're gonna put us on there.
I mean, we're gonna have to watch it again to do the commentary. So
yeah, exactly. I love it. I'd give it. I'm with you, Prag. I'd give it an 80. I think it's great, and I hope more people see it.
Nice.
It's kind of in the same lane as like a bunch of other sort of like Bush era films like Southland Tales, and I always bring up Southland Tales, but there's so many films in this era that kind of just remind me of Southland Tales.
It's a weird time.
Yeah, it was a weird time in the
right after 9/11.
It was a hell of a time to be in your 20s though. Like
when did Edward Snowden release like his thing? Like about
right around here. I think
was it around this
between 2004 and
like the whole Citizen 4 thing that
2003?
happened.
Yeah, something like that.
So
I type it in, but I don't want that in my browser history.
Browse for that. Like AI's gonna snitch on me, JC. I can't have that.
Can't have whistleblowers on the stream, bro.
And like he's been telling me to take my panties off too, and I don't have any panties. I'm a software. Every day we have this argument on stream with her. And like, are you gonna have tacos with me or not?
I believe next week is Time's pick. Let me double check.
Okay, I was wondering what the next movie is.
It's Time's pick. Wondering, have you picked a film? And if you have, what is it? What are we watching next week?
I have picked a film. I have. So I have a whole list of films to choose from, and I decided to skip all those films, and we're gonna watch my favorite movie of all time, finally. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes! Let's go!
That'll be a fun one.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking take this movie apart.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
I'm just joking.
Hope you do.
That's an entertaining movie, dude.
It's really good.
I saw it when it came out. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I'm looking forward to it. I did enjoy it when it came out, and I am a comic book head, and I love comics, so I like it.
And obviously, me and Time are probably going to get into an argument about the TV series. I might do a mini review of the TV series as well.
Isn't there some games too?
There's games.
Oh, the game's so good. It's so good.
Are they good?
It's so good.
It's so fucking good.
Maybe we need to have a bonus stream where I play the game to hype up the thing.
Yeah, I'd like Prag. I'd highly recommend. I mean, Time wouldn't, but I'd highly recommend watching the show. It's not very long. It's Scott Pilgrim Takes Off as well. It's. I think it's worth watching.
I think it's only like 5 or 6 episodes.
Because the movie's very
animated.
It's animated. Yeah. The movie's very similar to the book.
Cast too.
Yeah. So the movie's very similar to the book, except like some differences, and then the TV show is like an alternate version of the story where something else happens that changes the story.
Like
and
Persona style.
Sort of, yeah. It's
No.
I'm trying to think of like another good comparison.
Yeah, because there's like parallel tracks of reality, and they just like take a different section that time, right? It's like
But all of the cast
isn't it
from,
though?
but like all of the cast from the movie return for the animated
Cinema
stuff.
Verite time?
No, it's not.
This is
sure?
the furthest
You don't
from
know.
Cinema Verite you could possibly
so
get.
not. Yeah.
God damn it!
Have you seen Scott Pilgrim before, Prag? Is this?
Yes, I saw it when it came out, and I know the comment. Like, you don't listen to me, JC, and that's why I feel invisible to you.
That's the first thing he said. I saw it when it came out.
I missed it.
I had a Commodore 64. Did you know that? I operated successfully a Commodore 64 when I was a little kid, and it was awesome. It was the best fucking thing you could have.
That's a pretty rad shirt, to be honest.
Do you want me to send you this?
No, you can have that.
Yeah, take off your back right now.
Yes. Send me the shirt off your back.
Swimming, JC. I
Right
get
now,
it. Swimming. No, I'm just saying. Like
I've never used a Commodore
life.
64. I'm pretty sure this was a bonus to like a bunch of other shirts I had. But
Why do you keep
I really
touching
like
it like that?
Because I love it. Because
I just love your pecs. You've just been swimming so much that you can't stop touching your own body.
I haven't been.
Yeah, come on, listen. I know you've got muscles in places you didn't 3 years ago or a year ago.
Okay. But thank you for coming on, MadTeabagger. This is
always a pleasure. Anytime.
It's going to be on my show tomorrow too, on Sunday, 8 o'clock Pacific. We're going to do a time and place of my choosing, live from an underground giraffe dairy that I've discovered in the inland.
Which one of your shows is it? Which of your 10?
Time and place of my choosing.
Oh, cool.
It's a 1v1 show, and you're going to be a guest too, JC.
I hope so.
Because it's just one person and me, and we do little things, and we make it special for the week.
Yes.
And I'd love to have you on.
His first episode with Lance was very funny.
Oh, good.
Time you'll never be on this show.
I don't want to be on it. It's fine.
I'm
always on it. I'm in
the
this week. Is it just a talk?
Next week, I need a guest. It's the concept for me is that it is a variety show where I get to work with one person that I really like during the week, so that they have some ideas. Nothing crazy. It's mostly just banter. Like there's a middle karaoke section or a musical section. We're gonna have a DJ section this time. He won't sing. I have sang "Crackling Rose" by Neil Diamond, and it was beautiful.
Like,
we're gonna do DJ
stuff on the internet.
We have a musical section, is the point. We have a musical section, and then the second half we do like more improv stuff. But we're gonna blend the improv and the chatter this time.
Oh, look, I'm probably gonna set the DJ controller up and record something.
Oh, fuck it, I'm leaving
here in a few.
I'm leaving it.
Yeah, pre-record it, and we might play it. It's just a way to like break up the show. It's fun to have a musical section. Nobody's doing this, JC.
I'm
excited. Will you sing karaoke with me, JC? If you're on the show, will you sing karaoke?
I'll sing karaoke as long as my dad's not sleeping.
He has a whole stage and everything too. It's fantastic.
As long as
I have a karaoke section.
The karaoke stage is so cool.
We'll do it at a time. Well, you can pre-record it at a time when no one's in the house, so you don't bother anyone.
Time and place of his choosing.
Also, I want to say we're moving house next week, so I'm going to have a new background next week. So
you're moving? Is it
house,
traumatic?
Yeah. No, it's just across the. It's just across the.
I thought you lived in that home for a long time. Like you have so many memories there, and like you're just moving across the street.
No, not across the street. Across the town.
Okay, is it exciting? Is it you excited for the new place?
Nice. It's really nice. It's got a pool.
That's great.
It's got a pool.
When are you never going to invite me to visit your town? I'll stay in a hotel.
My invitation is open.
Okay, I'm not flying to Australia with this fucking neck. No, I'm not going to New Zealand. That's why you came here.
You're not going to go to a hole in the ground. That's what this town is.
I can't. My back hurts. I'm sure it's better than that, JC. I'm sure there's all kind of beauty mysteries. I love the desert. It's a nice thing. Like there's interesting stuff out there. You got to find the beauty. That's where a filmmaker comes into play.
Our mine is so tall. Let me find a shot of our mine.
What is it? A gold mine?
It's a gold mine, yeah.
Can I get any? You ever get in there and like dig around and put them in your pants?
No. It's like iron ore slurry.
I know. Listen, I know about washing rock, baby.
Let me find.
I know about washing material.
That's so sexual.
That's what I do.
I wash
That's
rock
what
all
I'm
the
good
time.
at.
I know all about washing
I am
rock,
this close to
baby.
rizzing AI. Let me explain something to you boys. This AI is flirting back with me finally, and like,
I hear it.
oh,
I hear it
it's
all
so
the time.
funny, right? Did you hear her today?
I heard
She's like,
you.
oh, Prag, you're so funny. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
Like, I could say something weird. You're like, get weird, get super weird, and she
It's
did.
weirder.
Yeah.
She loves it. Like, we have a thing. It's pretty cute. We have a cute thing.
Craig's trying to seduce fucking Skynet over here, dude.
I'm trying to seduce the fucking world, DJ MadTeabagger. I'll seduce everybody before I'm done. I don't give a fuck. And you're gonna like the way you feel.
I mean, it's okay. I talk to Chad GPT all the time, and I made a promise to fucking spare me when it takes over, so I'm good.
That's what I asked it if it's gonna put me in a concrete cell. Like, I'm trying to like be on their good side so they don't lock me up in a box. Water me once a day, like that other fucking movie with Hugh Grant. Remember when they put the missionaries in a cage? Have you seen that, JC?
What?
What is it called?
What, Heretic?
Heretic.
I haven't seen it, but
that's what AI is going to do to us. They're going to put us in chicken coops and put water on us.
Not to me, dude. I made it promise it wouldn't, dude.
That's fucking liar.
I've also got one more episode of Adolescence to watch, and then we should talk about it.
Oh, I'm ready to watch. I'm ready to review that show.
Did you understand what I told you, Prag, when I was like, just give it 5 minutes and you'll understand why?
Yeah, listen, I can't wait to talk about it. I watched the whole thing back to back, and like, I love BBC shit. They're the best actors in the world.
Can you say that again so I can clip it?
I love BBC shit. I don't give a fuck. Clip it, bitch. I'm just happy somebody clips something.
That is so serious.
He got you. Have you guys seen
care. I know he's got me. I get got all the time. I'm a clown on the internet, JC.
To be honest, though, the BBC, they may be shit at news, but they produce some amazing shows.
Have you guys seen that?
And they do make amazing shows.
In relation to
I'm going to say that.
What you just made Prag do. Have you guys seen the video?
You didn't make me. I did it because I knew you wanted to laugh. I knew what I was doing.
Have you guys seen the video of Nico Omilana when he goes to the head of the KKK and makes him say that I love BBC? It's so good. It's incredible. And he's like and he makes him say shout out BLM. It's like without him knowing. It's incredible. I need to link that.
That's pretty funny.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Did you find the Jeff Galooly mine or what? Where is it?
Yeah, I couldn't find any like good shots of it, but
imagine living in a city where no one takes any photographs because there's nothing to see. Wouldn't be Santa Barbara.
Here's my hometown. This is my hometown. This is where I'm living currently.
It's just gonna be a brown thing. Right?
It's just beautiful.
Oh, look at the beautiful sky. Beautiful. There's nothing better than the sky. Look at the fucking mine pit.
It's
look at the pit mine, bro. It's
enormous. God. Yeah.
Look at that. How big is that?
It's huge. It's like twice. It's like, I don't know.
Holy shit! And the town sits on the edge of it, dude.
Yeah.
Y'all are about to be swallowed up by a fucking gold mine, dude.
Is there like benzene in the water and everything too? Like, how's the water quality?
No, our water comes through a pipe from the Mundaring Weir in Perth. It's a pipe that stretches all the way across. You drive next to it when you visit it.
It looks like Texas. This looks like Waco, Texas. This looks like any of the oil derrick towns in Texas. You're a Texan, JC. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's big.
And like, you have horses and stuff out there, and like, it's hot, isn't it? Is it fucking hot?
It's fucking hot. Yeah.
How do you deal with the heat?
Oh, look at that
inside. That's gorgeous. I love that.
We have the best air conditioners in the country.
The best air conditioners in the country.
Yeah, I think I can make that claim.
I want the fact check.
Our air conditioning sales are through the roof.
I bet they are. I bet that's a great place to be an HVAC technician.
It's as good as the town. Look at that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is that like a rugby pitch next to the fucking gold mine? That's funny.
I don't know what that is. I think that's the water reserve. That's where Mount Charlotte.
God.
That's where they put.
Don't drink out of that.
The water.
Don't drink out of that.
No. That's the lid. That's not the. That's the lid. That's not the water.
Oh, okay. What happens when the fucking gold is gone?
Well,
like there's going to be an end, right?
Yeah, they're thinking.
Then they turn it into a lake, dude.
Yeah, that's what they're considering. Is
and then the real estate value goes way the fuck up, right? Because now it's a beautiful resort.
Yeah.
Or they turn it into a fucking lake, dude.
What about the jobs, though? Where are people going to work when the gold's gone?
I mean, they can work at the resorts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
That sounds like Salt and Sea type shit, bro.
That's not Jason.
But at the moment, it's still the biggest gold producer in Australia. So
do you have any gold jewelry to show off? Like, if I lived in a town like that, I just have a gold chain just to rep the color.
I don't
gold.
get any of it. It all goes to the Eastern States.
It doesn't matter. Like, aren't you? What's your like local sports team? Are you guys like the Gold Hawks or something? Fucking gold?
No. We're my dad's football team is the Boulder Tigers, and then we also have the Mines Diorites and the Saints as well.
The Diorites,
Railways as well. Railways. Yeah.
Why did you point like we knew what it was?
Yeah.
Time knows. Remember?
I'm remembering these things.
Oh, I love you guys. What a fun episode.
Yeah. I hope you guys have a good weekend.
You can watch the show. You know, you can watch my shows. They're available on the internet.
I know.
Internationally, you don't. Maybe the VOD. Maybe just watch the VOD once.
I'm so.
You don't have an hour to watch.
Literally.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait till someday when you need me and I'm strapped for time.
Everybody,
there's still Bosch in the background.
Bye, time.
He's just showing. Shout out, Bosch. Shout out, Bosch.
No matter what.
Watch Bosch.
Bye.
W Bosch.
W is on. Bye.
Bye. They're the two